When Omega introduced the very first Planet Ocean back in 2005, the watch world was a very different place. This was 3 years before Rolex would unveil the chunky Deep Sea, and a full 7 years before the modern no-date Submariner, reference 114060, would make its debut. The Planet Ocean wasn't just filling a gap in Omega's lineup. It was the brand's declaration that they could build a professional dive watch that married serious capability with everyday wearability. Fast forward 2 decades now, and Omega has just dropped what might be the most significant reimagining in the collection's history. This 4th generation Planet Ocean represents a complete philosophical reset. And, judging by the immediate polarization across watch forums and YouTube comment sections, Omega has created something that's simultaneously exactly what people asked for and nothing like what they expected. As we're all aware, the brand's dive watch heritage runs deep. Their first dedicated dive watch appeared all the way back in 1932, and the modern format arrived with the Seamaster 300 in 1957, with those late 50s and early 60s models providing the original inspiration for the 2005 Planet Ocean design. This new generation draws heavily from the 1978 Baby Ploprof, borrowing its angular case architecture and integrated bracelet aesthetic. But Omega has spent the last 4 years engineering a watch that tackles the Planet Ocean's most persistent criticism, that it wore too large and too thick, while actually improving its technical specifications at the same time. After spending the past few weeks with the watch, today we're taking a deeper dive into the newly released Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean 600. The first time you see this watch, let alone handle it, one thing becomes immediately clear. This is not your typical incremental update. Previous Planet Ocean generations shared enough DNA that you could trace a clear lineage from 2005 through 2016. This 4th generation? Well, it feels like something else entirely. The signature lyre lugs that have graced Omega's divers for decades are gone, replaced by faceted, angular lugs with broad, polished chamfers. The helium escape valve that defined the Seamaster silhouette? Also gone. Even the date window that sat at 3 o'clock has been eliminated. The community reaction has been both swift and divided. Some enthusiasts feel Omega has abandoned core elements of the Planet Ocean's identity. Others, however, argue that the brand has finally delivered the refined tool watch they've been requesting for years. Having spent quality time with this watch over the last few weeks, we are firmly in the latter camp, although we also completely understand the former perspective as well. What strikes you immediately is how much watch Omega has managed to pack into remarkably restrained dimensions. That 13.79mm thickness, down from the previous generation's chunky 16.1mm profile, almost makes this feel like an entirely different category of dive watch. Let's be clear though, it's still pretty substantial at 177 grams on the bracelet with some real wrist presence, seen here on our wearer's 6.75-inch wrist for reference. But unlike earlier Planet Oceans that could feel top-heavy and almost cumbersome during extended wear, this generation sits a bit flatter and more balanced as well. The finishing is also objectively really impressive, but depending on your perspective, it can also be potentially problematic. That polished center link running the length of the bracelet catches light aggressively. The broad facets on the lugs shimmer, and that ceramic bezel has that glassy, mirror-like quality. Don't get us wrong, it is gorgeous in person. But for a watch marketed as a professional tool, all that polish raises some practical concerns we'll address shortly. The orange colorway we're reviewing here feels like the definitive execution. Orange has been the Planet Ocean signature accent color since the very first generation. That rich, burnt orange hue required some serious R&D as well. Orange ceramic pigments tend to either vaporize or turn brown at the extreme temperatures needed for ceramic production. Of course, that also means you're going to pay a $200 premium over the black and blue variants. The updated numerals now feature that openwork design from the original 2005 model, but with a squarer, sharper execution that matches the redesigned case and bracelet, creating some nice consistency across the entire watch. Shifting our attention to the case, at 42mm diameter with a 47.5mm lug-to-lug, as this is where Omega's engineering team really earned their paychecks. Achieving 600 meters of water resistance in a case that measures just 13.79mm thick required rethinking the entire construction. The solution came from lessons learned during the ultra-deep prototype project, that record-setting dive to the bottom of the Mariana Trench back in 2019. This Planet Ocean employs a 2-part case architecture, with a grade 5 titanium inner ring sitting inside the main stainless steel body. That titanium ring provides the structural integrity needed for extreme water resistance while still allowing Omega to slim down the overall package. It's really clever engineering that trickles down technology from an experimental deep diving instrument into a watch that people will actually wear on a daily basis. As we previously mentioned, the case finishing leans noticeably toward the polished end of the spectrum. Those angular lugs feature broad chamfers that catch light beautifully, creating visual interest from every angle. Up top, the ceramic bezel dominates, broad, bold, and clearly Ploprof inspired. The knurling is sharp and purposeful, providing excellent grip even with wet or gloved hands. Bezel action delivers 120 clicks in its unidirectional travel, smooth, clicky, and confidence-inspiring. There is just a tiny amount of play if you're really hunting for it though, and the acoustic quality leans slightly hollow, but functionally, it felt pretty solid otherwise. The lume pip at 12 o'clock glows bright, though this is the only lumed element on the bezel insert, and that felt like a bit of a missed opportunity at this price point. At the 3 o'clock, a screw-down crown provides secure operation, and the flat sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on both sides sits flush with the bezel. Flip the watch over and you'll find one of the more controversial elements, a titanium caseback with laser etching instead of the deeply sculpted medallion that graced the previous generations. Despite all of the online chatter, we're not necessarily mad at it. The simplified design feels appropriate for a modern tool watch, and features Omega's seahorse emblem alongside the Planet Ocean and Seamaster script. This flatter caseback here also helps contribute to the reduced thickness, and we found that it sits more comfortably against the wrist as well. Omega kept the dial relatively conservative, and in our opinion, that was exactly the right call. With so much redesign happening elsewhere, maintaining visual continuity here helped anchor this watch in the Planet Ocean lineage. The matte black dial avoids the glossy finishes found on some other Omega divers. Applied rhodium-plated hour markers stand proud, each generously filled with white superluminova that glows with impressive intensity for hours, even after just moderate light exposure. The signature broad arrow handset remains intact, the one design element surviving every Planet Ocean generation. These hands are chunky, legible, and filled with the same high-quality lume. The hour and seconds hand along with the indices glow blue, while the green minute hand matches the bezel pip. 4 Arabic numerals appear at 12, 3, 6, and 9, and that signature orange, featuring the distinctive open construction that calls back to the 2005 original. These open numerals, where the 6 and 9 don't form complete loops, is a subtle detail we certainly appreciate. And the updated squarer, sharper styling matches the angular case perfectly. Text remains minimal, coaxial master chronometer below the logo, with 600-meter specs at the bottom. The absence of a date window creates perfect symmetry and eliminates that 3 o'clock placement. Will some buyers miss the date? Absolutely, but the cleaner, more balanced style aesthetic makes this a worthwhile trade-off, and we'd bet that Omega will almost certainly introduce date variants down the line. Inside beats the Omega Caliber 8912, a no-date version of the coaxial master chronometer movements that have become Omega's calling card. And the specs are impressive: 60-hour power reserve, 25,200 vibrations per hour, and crucial Meta Master Chronometer certification. That Meta certification exceeds traditional COSC standards. We're talking 0 to +5 seconds per day accuracy after casing, resistance to magnetic fields reaching 15,000 Gauss, enough to survive an MRI machine, and water resistance testing that actually pushes watches to their stated depths. The coaxial escapement reduces friction, which theoretically should extend service intervals. Combined with the silicon balance spring providing superior anti-magnetic properties, this movement represents real advancement. From a practical standpoint, you get smooth hand winding, hacking seconds for precise time setting, and a quick set hour hand that makes time zone adjustments effortless. Okay, on to the bracelet where things get a bit complicated. The bracelet represents both the watch's most visually striking element and probably its most practically questionable choice as well. The 3-link design measures 21mm at the lugs, tapering to approximately 16.5mm at the clasp. Brushed outer links frame a fully polished center link that creates a really bold visual statement. The first link employs a clever, integrated design, making the bracelet flow seamlessly from the case. That baby Ploprof inspiration fully realized. The clasp is fully milled with a 6-step micro-adjustment diving extension that functions very smoothly. Now for the concerns. That polished center link, while gorgeous in the showroom, scratches easily and can be quite blinding, especially here in the LA sunshine. These flat surfaces act like tiny little mirrors, broadcasting every hairline scratch. The clasp underside is also highly polished, meaning desk diving damage is sure to come quickly as well. For a watch marketed as a professional tool capable of 600-meter dives, this level of polish does feel a bit incongruous, and you may want to consider the rubber strap variant instead. It avoids the issue while still offering excellent comfort and a more purposeful aesthetic. The lack of quick-release functionality also feels like a missed opportunity. At this price point, tool-free strap changes should be standard. So, as we wrap up this review, here's the question we always ask ourselves. Is the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean 600 worth it? At $9,500 on the bracelet, this represents significant price creep from earlier generations, and the watch community has been very vocal about these rampant price increases across the board. That original 2005 Planet Ocean cost just $3,400, which is roughly $5,600 in today's dollars. Omega has positioned this about $500 below a Rolex Submariner no date, and we doubt that's coincidental. The pros here are significant. Genuinely impressive wearability thanks to reduced dimensions, killer specs, beautiful finishing, excellent lume performance, and rock-solid movement reliability backed by Meta certification. and the orange colorway is particularly well executed, and the overall design feels fresh while maintaining connection to the Planet Ocean heritage, spanning 4 distinct generations since 2005. The cons here are also real, but they're not deal breakers by any means. Polished center links will show wear quickly, some will miss a date complication, and the simplified caseback trades artistry for function. So who exactly is this watch for then? The enthusiast who found previous Planet Oceans too large, the desk diver who wants 600-meter capability they'll never use but appreciate having, and probably the most obvious, someone who wants Submariner level presence without the Rolex retail nightmare. This 4th generation Planet Ocean feels like the reset the collection needed. It definitely won't please everyone. No dramatic redesign ever does. But for those waiting for Omega to deliver a truly wearable, technical impressive dive watch that can go head to head with the competition, this is exactly that watch. Just maybe skip the bracelet and grab the rubber strap instead. As always, we'd love to hear from you. Do you think Omega's 4th generation Planet Ocean is a contender for the best go-anywhere dive watch under $10,000? And how does it stack up against the competition? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.